Hello again to all my food warriors and welcome back to the channel. It is well into the evening, a little after 11 p.m. We're about to turn in for the night. It's been another busy day. Before we get started on today's recipe, you know what? I do want to give a shout out to my under 13 girls team. Fantastic game today. You know what? You deserve the result. It's been it's been great watching these ladies develop over the course of the season. And as we transition from our indoor season to our outdoor season, you know, really excited as to what lies ahead, but very proud of our girls in terms of the performance that they put in today, but the consistency of their play and development all season long. So very proud of you ladies. Well done. You know what? And on to our recipe. So today we are going to be making overnight oats. This is a phenomenal option both for breakfast as well as for a snack any time of the day, after school, after work. Something you can tag along. It's very, very portable as we make these in these mason jars, but it's an absolutely nutritional powerhouse from the point of view of just something very, very healthy, very, very nutritious, and something that's, like I said, easily portable and very, very convenient. You can eat this throughout the day. What we're going to do is we're going to start off with 3 mason jars. These are half-liter mason jars, and these are great because you can just pack these away, put them in the fridge, and then take them with you whenever you like. So we're going to start things off. What really makes this an easy thing to do is a canning funnel. This is one of my favorite multitaskers in the kitchen, and certainly as we process tomatoes every year, we preserve them. This is great because with this big wide mouth, it sits in the mason jar, and you can load things in and keep everything contained. No mess around the counter. It's a great useful tool to have when you're making your overnight oats. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with, these are rolled oats, organic rolled oats at that. Very, very healthy. I'm going to put a link in the description here and in the comment section just as to the nutritional benefits of rolled oats. These are an absolute powerhouse. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with about a half a cup of rolled oats. And all we're going to do is we're just going to throw these right into each of the mason jars. There we are. Next one. And as these sit overnight, they will absorb all of the flavorful liquid that we're going to put in here with them. We've got a lot of really healthy stuff that we're going to be putting in here with them. So what I'm going to do next is I've got some chia seeds. Again, these are organic chia seeds, high in iron, high in calcium, just really, really good for you. And these will make your overnight oats very creamy. So they will add to the texture, but they also add a great deal of nutrition as well. So we'll put a tablespoon in each of our mason jars. There we are. Some of you might be wondering why I'm wearing a hat. Coach Joe is wildly overdue for a haircut, and so this is my way of keeping my hair somewhat under control. Now that we have our chia seeds, we have our oats in there. And like I said, rolled oats are really the ones you want to use for this application. Steel cut oats are a little bit better to be cooked, but this is obviously something that we're just going to pack away and stick in the fridge. And so because of that, we want a flat oat that will take on a lot of the flavorings and the moisture and soak that moisture in and soften overnight. And so rolled oats are really the ones that you want to use for that. I've got a 100-gram package of probiotic yogurt, a number of different flavors. I've got blueberry, cherry, blackberry. I've got strawberry. I've got vanilla. The flavor doesn't matter. Whatever you like is really what you should be putting in here. And so all we're going to do is we're just going to scoop this out. And like I said, this is where the funnel comes in handy. Make sure that everything makes its way into our mason jar. There we are. So this is a great way to get your calcium, great way to get some of your fruits and vegetables, and a great way to get some of the nutritional benefit of oats as well. So we'll just throw in our yogurt, and then we're just going to add a little bit of milk, some fresh fruit, and a little squeeze of agave syrup or honey just for a little bit of sweetness. We don't want too much. We've got sweetness in our yogurt and sweetness in our fruit. There we are. And what we do is when we go shopping at our warehouse club, we buy these very, very healthy, probiotic yogurts in packs of easily 24 or so. And these last us for the week as we make our overnight oats for the 4 of us. And they're really a crowd favorite. There we are. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a little bit of milk. If you like your oats a little bit firmer, a little bit more like a good porridge consistency, a little bit thicker, I'd say about a half cup of milk would do the trick. If you like your oats a little bit creamier, 3/4 of a cup of milk. So all we're going to do is we're just going to measure this up. There we are. And like I said, our canning funnel is absolutely phenomenal. Very, very useful for this application. We'll give this another 3/4 cup. There we are. Next one. There we are. And we'll throw this in. Now before we add our fruit, I'm just going to get this stuff out of the way. We're going to add maybe a tablespoon of a good organic agave syrup or even a good bit of honey. You don't need much, just literally one little squeeze. That's all you need. So if for whatever reason you don't have fresh fruit, you can substitute a good quality jam into this as well if you like your fruit. So maybe a good heaped tablespoon of a good fruit jam. Again, you can't miss. So all we're going to do now is we're going to make sure this is all stirred up and it's well incorporated. We don't want any loose pockets. We want to make sure that everything is mixed together. There we are. And the last one. There we are. There we go. And now what I have here, this is about 6 ounces of fresh raspberries. They've been washed and dried in my sieve here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to throw these in. I'm just going to divide these by 3. So a couple ounces a piece. There we are. And really, like I said, that's it. There's nothing more to making overnight oats. And all we're going to do now is throw these in the fridge. We're going to lid them up, put them in the fridge, and then tomorrow we've got breakfast. So this is something you can do. You can do this every night. You can do this a couple of times a week. These will sit in the fridge and sit well for at least a couple of days. So you don't have to quite do it every day. If you are interested in making these a regular part of the diet, but they're absolutely fantastic. Like I said, very, very healthy and great for families that are on the go. So all we're going to do is just lid these up, throw them in the fridge, and in 6 to 8 hours, these will be ready to eat. But like I said, these will keep easily for a couple of days. And they're a great snack to grab on the go, great for breakfast, great anytime. I do hope you try these. Like I said, very, very healthy and a great snack to have any time of the day. As always, do like and subscribe if you find the content useful. Do share the content, as that is what this channel is all about. And this is Coach Joe saying I will see you on the next one.